Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time, back with my longest running expert, and really the reason we have an expert series, Anna Kelly. How you doing, Anna?
I'm doing great. Happy New Year. I can't believe we're coming into 2022.
Yeah, I remember having conversations with you when you were actually an employee. You remember those days?
I do. It's unbelievable. I think it started right about this time 3 years ago, because this is when I got really serious. Like, okay, I'm about to pull the trigger and cut the lifeboat, of 20 years, six-figure job at AIG.
Yep.
I got to hurry up and get the next things in a row to make sure that I'm safe when I leave, the company in case the economy collapses. Never could I have imagined it kind of would, right?
A year later, yeah.
Worse than it did, but it's the best thing I ever did. Absolutely. So yeah, it's been about 3 years since we started talking and making videos together, and it's gone really quickly.
Yeah, it's just amazing. So, well, it's that time of year, right? It's the 29th of December. We're kind of already buttoned up 2021. And I just thought we should talk about 2022. What are you looking for? What are you thinking about? Has priorities changed? All of that. When you look out at 2022, what are you thinking about, Anna?
What I'm thinking about, there's a quote, and I can't remember who said it, so I can't give them credit, but it was something to the effect of, people really overestimate what they can do in a year, and they underestimate what they can do in 5.
Oh, totally.
And as we think about looking back on, even 3 years ago when we started, when I got ready to leave the job, Michael, it took me 10 years, maybe a little more, but 10 years to replace my six-figure income after the Great Recession, digging out from under $700,000 in business startup debt and creating financial freedom. It was like the longest decade of my life, right?
Ouch.
But when I decided to leave the job, I had a $5 million, almost $6 million rental portfolio. That wasn't all equity, right? Maybe $1.5 million net worth. And I realized as I was preparing for retirement, when we got ready to talk, oh my goodness, my net worth is over $1 million. I just was looking for number of units to replace the six-figure job, right?
Right.
Wasn't even thinking about that. But yesterday I was doing a personal financial statement to get ready to send to my lender to refi a house. And I was, up redoing everything. And I can tell, my net worth has gone up like 8 times in 3 years. And I never, because it took me 10 years to get to like $5 million in property. In the next 3, I'm at $165 million in property. And it's like, I way underestimated what I could do in 3 years. I remember you asking me this question, what do you want to do in the next 5 years? I'm like, enjoy my family, impact more people, buy some more properties, right? I way underestimated what I can do. And I probably overestimated in a year what I could do. And that happens for a lot of people. So as I sit and think about goals right now, I'm thinking about, what can I do in the next year that's realistic, that stretches me a little bit, but allows me to do it with joy and with balance? Because that's my big word, right? Joy. And we've talked about that a lot. I can hustle and 10x every single day, and I can do way more than what I think I can in a year. But I don't want to hustle 10x a day and not enjoy and stress and burn, the candle at both ends.
Right.
So if I can create some 3-year goals or some 5-year goals that say, I think I can do this. If I do daily discipline to grow a little bit more every day, financially, health, relationally, the number of units that I'm buying, and I do the daily work that results in positive growth, I'm going to do way more in 5 years than I can even dream today. But I still got to chunk it into, what am I going to do in the next year?
Yeah.
Not get upset if I don't reach that 1-year goal, but use it as a benchmark to help you exponentially grow year 2 and year 3 and year 4. So those are the first things that pop into my mind, and something I've been thinking a lot about as I look back in the last couple of years is, did I do more than I thought I could? Most of us that actually put in the discipline and set goals probably would say that we did. Now, how do we let that take us into what we do in the next year and in the next 5 years? Yeah.
There's one thing that's kind of every year, at least for me, every year I have kind of the top priority. And then I don't know how to say this, but every year I have these things I want to do, call it a wish list.
Right.
I have a superpower that allows me to focus on one thing.
Yes.
And thus I have to do this wish list. And then for me, I go, okay, that's the one. And then everything else, frankly, falls away. Like if I get to the other things, great. But
Yes.
for me, it's just how I'm wired, right? The one thing is my one thing. I don't have two priorities.
Right.
I have one priority. So
Right.
the one that I am comfortable with right now is that goal of trying to get, help 100 or help 1 million people.
Right.
Last year I proved, because again, this whole 500 contest started on with one of my other experts on Friday, Ty. He's like, how many people do you think you helped? So I went back and researched. I think I got like 187 people did a deal over 18 months. I'm like, I don't know if that's good or bad, but it didn't feel like a lot. So like the next day, hence June 1st on the board behind me, I'm like, we're going to try to help 500, not in 18 months, but in a year. And I didn't know if we could do it.
Right.
Now I think we're 7 months in, or no, 6 months in, and we're almost at 400. So clearly going to blow it out of the water.
Amazing.
That gave me confidence to go for the bigger goal of 1 million. So I am trying to think about how I can help 1 million people.
Yeah.
And again, that's a lifetime goal. So I have to chunk it up, like you say, into years and all of that.
Right.
So, because I know by myself, Anna, I can help 10,000 people if I just keep doing what I'm doing. But that's not 1 million, right? That's 990,000 short.
Right.
So I have to find out a way to get the network effect, get people to share, comment, grow, share with their Facebook groups, whatever.
Yes.
So that's what that's the complex riddle I'm working on now.
I love that. I love that. And I love that you're starting with, here's the ultimate of what I want to do, right? And then how do I just take steps over the next year to take a big chunk out of that and to grow and grow and grow? And it's those right actions that you're talking about doing this year, not by next year, I need to impact 1,000 or 10,000 or whatever. It's here's where I need to go. What are the actions that if I just keep doing it are going to cause a snowball effect and help me to get there? And I think too many times we go with what's my goal for next year.
Yeah.
We'll think about the long term later. Then we do for a year. And then we figure out, you know what, that's not really congruent with what I want for the long term.
Yeah.
Or I've built a monster or, you know what, and I find most people start with a year and then they go, okay, well, 5 years is going to be an exponent of that rather than what do you really want in the big picture in the next 5 years for your life, for your business? And then let's back that in to manageable actions that you can do today. One thing for each area, right?
Yeah.
One thing for your relationships, one thing for your spiritual health, one thing for your finances. You know, every category, you're going to have one thing that you focus on. And then it's just a matter of what's that biggest thing I can focus on in the next year that'll make the biggest progress to help me to get better and better and better for the 5-year big picture, what I want my life to look like.
Yeah. And the wrinkle for me this year to try to figure out, if anybody has ideas, leave comments below. Again, I clearly I can be a hammer, right? 3 days or 3 years, everyday videos. But again, that only gets me I only see that getting me to 10,000. Not interesting. So now what I'm worried or what I'm thinking about is how do I get that first level of, I don't know, network effect. I don't know what else to call it. Basically, hey, if I can touch 1,000 people, how do I have half of those touch 1,000 people, right?
Right.
That's kind of that's the first tree. And then next year or the year after, whenever I figure that first, because that'll explode it, right? If I can touch 1,000 and half of them, they help 2 people, that's triple what I'm trying to help. So I don't know if that's why I do these postcards, because I'm hoping everybody takes a selfie and they put it on their Facebook and then their friends see and go, what is that? Right. That's why I asked for book selfies, because again, they were going to put it on. So those are the things I'm thinking about. But yeah, more ideas. I need to create positive energy and leverage. I need to encourage people that watch us to invite their friends to watch us, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And even we've talked about, I'm relaunching my website. So a new website's coming soon. I'm going to put one rental at a time right there on my website. I want everybody to see, you know, they already see a link to our weekly show. They're already going to see a link to the book. Perfect. You know, we need to help each other as we're making an impact on people. Collaboration is so much better than competition. I know you feel the same way there too, you know, so getting other people to collaborate that have that shared heart of, we just want to impact more people. I don't need to make money on Michael Zuber's book. It's like, just put the book out on your website, let people know about it and change their life. Right. Yeah, so totally I think having those key collaborations of people that really have the same heart for impacting people, that's how it grows.
Yeah. Yes, totally. And again, it's a new challenge, but I am so excited because I know if I can figure out this one bridge, all the other bridges are just like rinse and repeat, right?
Yeah.
And really, we could help them like 50 years. I'm giving myself 50 years. I'm hoping it's much faster than that, but I've told myself, damn, turning 50 like very soon. I'm like, well, we're going to do this for 50 years, and damn it, we're going to help a million people. So
I absolutely love that. And I love that you're putting such a big number on it, right?
yeah.
Because it is that stretch goal, underestimating what you can do in 5, maybe in 50, right?
Yeah.
But I think you blow way past in a year, what you're thinking, and it's just going to snowball. For me, I really think about, I haven't put a number on it. And this is making me think, maybe I should. But for me, it's the same. It's all about impact. It's leaving a legacy with your life, not just with your money, right? And impact on my children. I've still got kids at home. Impact on, my students. Impact on your students. Impact on the people that watch us. And there's so many ways to make an impact. It's not necessarily measured by how many people signed up for my course, how many people are in my coaching program, how many people, bought my book. It's how many people, by something that I said and did, was motivated to change their life and change their legacy. And the reality is that's immeasurable. So if you set a goal of 1 million people that they have the postcard, they bought the book, you know how many more people you're probably really impacting, because they're then going out and impacting people.
And so generations, perhaps.
Yeah. And that's my exact same motivation, is how can I leave a legacy of impacting people? The financial freedom allows you the time freedom to build that legacy and to pour into your meaning and your purpose and what you want in life. So the financial freedom for both of us and for everybody, it's just a tool.
Oh, absolutely.
It's not the end all be all. Let's just make more money.
No,
it's let's impact more people. When you do continue to make more money, right? It's amazing. But your impact, I'm sure, is going to be far more than 1 million people. You just might never see the result of all of it.
Well, if I can find, again, I think you said it exactly right. And I've been thinking about it. If I can document 1 million people, it probably means 10, 20, 50. And again, that's where I'm trying to get to, right? I'm trying to create something that outlives me by 50 years, right? I believe you die twice, once in physical, and then once they stop saying your name. So we're going to see what happens with one rental at a time. So Anna, where can people find you?
Great. You can find me here every single Wednesday and on your playlist. I have my own channel, right?
Yes.
Where we'll continue to work on impacting your life and encouraging you. You can find me on my website, reimom.com, and I'm on social, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, Anna Kelly, REI Mom.
Great. And don't forget Greater Purpose Capital. People need to check that out.
Yes. And if you're interested in passive investing for accredited investors in large multifamily apartment buildings, that's where you can find me at Greater Purpose Capital.
Awesome. Thanks, Anna.
Thank you.